Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news mashup video today, starting with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury's rematch. It's been confirmed by PBC spokesperson Tim Smith that there will be a media event or press conference of some sort. So talking to Bad Left Hook, see here on screen, he told the outlet of Deontay Wilder he'll do plenty of press for the fight. Would you have paid attention or attended anything during the holidays? No. I'm sure you relished the opportunity to spend time with family and friends. You would have been cursing us for setting up stuff during the holiday season and missing out on that. Who said there wasn't going to be a press conference? Announcements about a press conference and the like are forthcoming. I'm glad so many people are interested in whether there is a press conference or not. That is a good sign. That's a PBC spokesperson, Tim Smith. So that fight was announced just a couple of days before the new year. So what he says there does make a lot of sense, but also with both fighters entering training camp, it'll be interesting to see whether they can schedule something, because Fury training in Las Vegas and Deontay Wilder training in Alabama. Obviously the fight February the 22nd. Hopefully he's not talking about a press conference in fight week, but it does look like there will be much more media to come on this big fight in the heavyweight division between two of the best in the division. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury's promoter Frank Warren says that Deontay Wilder will be stopped by Tyson Fury. He says Deontay does what he does. He's dangerous and he can lose 11 rounds of the fight and knock you out in the last round. That's what he is. He's a phenomenal puncher and the most dangerous heavyweight in 30 odd years. What you're not saying about Tyson's last fight against Wilder is he got badly cut. I always say one punch can change a fight, and that punch changed the fight. Most people felt that fight could have been stopped. So he was fighting to ensure that it wasn't stopped. He had to change his game plan, which shows you how adaptable he is to ensure the referee or the doctor didn't change the outcome of the fight. Under those circumstances, he did extremely well. Whereas Deontay Wilder is what he is. He's a tremendous puncher. I think he needs to do exactly what he did last time. He'll be fitter, he'll be better, and he'll be more able. He's talking of Tyson Fury here. I believe he'll stop him. I'm predicting he'll stop him, and I think he'll be too much for him in every department. Frank Warren's statements, and very reminiscent, not so much the Ottawa and stuff, but the knockout Deontay Wilder of Frank Warren's statements back in 2018. And that first fight didn't end in a knockout for Fury, it ended in a draw. In fact, he was down twice in the fight. So there has been talk of a knockout again. We'll see if that's just misdirection or if Fury is really going to try sit down on his punches and stop Wilder. Meanwhile, there's been an interesting exchange on social media between Tyson Fury and the WBO president, Paco Valcárcel. On Twitter, Paco Valcárcel, he commented on a video of Bakhodir Jalolov, the pro who has about 6 fights under his belt, but's dropped back down to the amateurs to take part in the Olympics. So he's qualified for that, probably will win the gold. But on this video, you can see here on screen the comment, we would like to see him fighting dudes like Tyson Fury. So I'll come to that sort of statement in a minute, but Tyson Fury responded, maybe if you hadn't removed me from #1 ranked WBO and put some cruiserweight bum with one fight at heavyweight, then you could have a say. Ha ha. And Paco Valcárcel responded, champ, we respect you a lot, but you aren't available. That's the reason the WBO removed you from the rankings. By the way, champ, good luck. So these two were actually talking at cross purposes here about the ranking stuff, because Fury is talking about Alexander Usyk, whereas Paco Valcárcel is talking about Fury coming out of the WBO rankings, because there was no point in 2019 where Fury was #1 in the WBO rankings. When Alexander Usyk came into the rankings, he took over from Dillian Whyte, who had been #1. But in the June update, Whyte dropped down to 3, Fury was put up into #2, and then Alexander Usyk was #1. So Fury not quite accurate with what he was saying, but obviously he's taking a pop at Paco Valcárcel for a bit of humour. But in terms of the other stuff of Bakhodir Jalolov, I don't see that sort of fight happening for at least 2 or 3 years. By the time he comes back to the pros, he's still going to be a prospect that needs work and development. So that sort of fight is, the best part of 2 or 3 years away, minimum. But he is a talent, Bakhodir Jalolov, and obviously you can see here on screen, very, very fast hands. He's a southpaw, he's a big puncher, 6'7", so he's one to watch for the future, and as I mentioned, already had half a dozen fights in the pros. Former heavyweight David Haye said he knew his career was over whilst he was in the midst of the second fight with Tony Bellew. So talking to the Daily Star, Haye said, "I knew about 35 seconds into the first round of that second fight with Tony Bellew that this was it. It just felt all wrong. It was really weird. I've never had it before. It just didn't feel like a boxing match. It felt really strange. I was kind of posturing and hoping something would click into how it always was. And it just didn't click at any stage. Even in the early rounds, the rounds I was winning, it just felt that everything was an effort. Even to move and bounce, it was all an effort. I'd see opportunities after they'd gone, whereas before I'd see it and just deal with it. But it got to that point where I just couldn't see, and it was too late. Where I'd normally slip and counter, I was just getting hit. It was a feeling I've never had before and would never like to have ever again, to be brutally honest. And I'm glad it ended conclusively as it did, so it doesn't leave me with any thoughts that maybe one day I can do it a little bit better. If it wasn't for my Achilles, then I could have done it. I knew that was it. I can remember that feeling, that's it. You've pushed it as far as humanly possible to push it. You've given it a good go. You've given it yourself the best chance. You're as healthy as you've ever been. You're as strong. You're as fit. But it's not about strength or fitness. It's about how much fight your body can fight. And once that flames out, it's out for good." David Haye there commenting on when he knew his career was over, albeit that was his last fight too. And just rounding out this heavyweight news mashup video, so Sergey Kuzmin's Instagram, something's a little different here. You may recall just a couple of days ago he put up a clip of him knocking someone out in sparring, which has obviously generated a reaction on social media, most negative towards Kuzmin, and now he's gone and deleted that clip. So no word from Kuzmin on the why, but maybe it's pretty obvious, the negative reaction. But what do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.